morning. It's great to be here today. As we all know, Virginia Republicans will nominate its slate of candidates at a convention in May here in Richmond. I believe it's important that Virginia Republicans nominate the strongest ticket possible to go head-to-head with perhaps one of the most well-financed Democrat tickets in modern history. Already, Republicans are united in electing Bob McDonnell, our governor, and Bill Bolling, our lieutenant governor. We need a strong candidate for Attorney General, and that's why we're here today. It's important for our party and for our ticket that the Republicans unite around the candidacy of John Brownlee. That's why I'm proud to endorse John Brownlee as our next Attorney General. I'm proud to endorse him because the importance of this race demonstrates that it's important to have the strongest ticket possible going up against the Democrats. And because of the importance of that race, I've also agreed to serve as the general chairman of John Brownlee's campaign. Over the past months, I've had the privilege of moderating debates all around the Commonwealth in this race for Attorney General. Honestly, at the beginning, I really didn't have an intention of getting involved in this intra-party battle, but was ready to help the nominee of our party in the general election. However, one candidate has stood out at all these debates. One candidate has demonstrated an understanding of the office, an understanding of the issues, and an understanding of how to win this campaign. That candidate was John Brownlee. I've been impressed with John's abilities to attract supporters in every region of our Commonwealth. He has impressed me with his e-campaign and his willingness to use new technologies in reaching our voters. The race will be won not by talking amongst ourselves, but by reaching out to voters all around Virginia. As a former Attorney General, I understand what it takes to win the general election, and certainly to run that office. John Brownlee can do both. He can win, and he will run that office effectively. He will have the ability to bring together both the business and the social conservatives and focus on the winning formula for the Attorney General's office. Let's face it, we win when we can unite and focus on prosecutorial experience. John Brownlee is ready to be our nominee. John Brownlee already has run an office very similar to the Attorney General's office. Like John, I served in the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Western District of Virginia. Like the Virginia Attorney General's Office, the U.S. Attorney's Office deals with much more than criminal cases. They deal with almost every civil matter in which the United States is named as a party. John was able to lead that office effectively and operate an efficient office there in Roanoke. John and I worked together when he was U.S. Attorney and I was Attorney General to combat Medicaid fraud. He was able to cross-designate many of my deputies in the Attorney General's office to be special assistant U.S. attorneys. We combated other criminal cases, including we came together to bring down a drug manufacturer that was distributing addicting drugs with little regard for our Western Virginia communities. He is the only experienced prosecutor in this race. We have noted that the winning formula in Virginia, since Jim Gilmore was elected Attorney General, has been to nominate candidates that have prosecutorial experience. John Brownlee has that experience. If we nominate John Brownlee, 2009 will be no exception. He has devoted the last decade as a prosecutor in this state. He has worked to take down violent criminals and take drugs off our streets. He's sent corrupt businessmen to prison, and he's absolutely gone after those that abuse the trust of their office. Importantly, John has worked with the entire law enforcement community in Virginia, federal, state, and local. They understand his abilities and why he would be a great Attorney General. That's why John has been endorsed by so many sheriffs and Commonwealth attorneys all around Virginia. We know that Steve Shannon, an experienced prosecutor, will be the Democrats' nominee this year. Republicans who want to win know that we need to nominate an experienced prosecutor, an experienced former U.S. attorney, someone who's ready to hit the ground running on day one as our Attorney General. Important to me, John also supports the Second Amendment and supports Virginia's death penalty. John recognizes, as I did as Attorney General, that the Attorney General can be that leader in pushing back all those attacks on our Second Amendment. And John has that commitment. He has demonstrated that commitment throughout his career, but he has also demonstrated a commitment to go after criminals that use guns to commit crimes. That's where the focus ought to be. That's where his focus will be as our Attorney General. I've been very impressed in this campaign that John Brownlee, even though he hasn't been elected Attorney General yet, we're going to make sure that happens, that he's taken a leadership role on repealing the triggerman rule here in Virginia. The triggerman rule that many of us in the law enforcement community we've recognized that it's unfair, that we ought to be able to go after all those people that are committing the crime, those that order it and those that pull the trigger. John Brownlee recognizes that we need to repeal the triggerman rule, and he has led on that issue throughout this campaign. In spite of the governor's veto, I'm confident that when John Brownlee's elected, he'll lead on that as our Attorney General. Many people are saying that the Virginia Republican Party is at a crossroads, and I agree. As we near our convention, we must unite. We must unite behind a ticket that can win in November. That ticket must include John Brownlee as our next Attorney General. Now, I've known John and Leanne for many years. Leanne actually longer than John, because she was the news anchor down in far southwest Virginia when I was serving in the U.S. Attorney's Office, and when I was nominated and appointed to be Secretary of Public Safety by then Governor George Allen. They have together devoted their life to Western Virginia and to this Commonwealth. I know that they're going to be great campaigning with around Virginia. I can't wait to go with them to every corner of this state to talk about why John Brownlee should be elected our next Attorney General. With that, I give you the next Republican nominee for Attorney General and the next Attorney General of Virginia, John Brownlee.
Thank you so much. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you
so much. Thank you. And I want to just take a brief moment and first of all thank General Kilgore for this wonderful endorsement here today and his support of both Leanne and me as we move forward towards this great convention. Today's announcement really is important on several grounds. First of all, General Kilgore has been so gracious and kind to agree to be the General Chairman of our campaign. This is a man who has dedicated his entire life to public service here in this great Commonwealth. And the fact that he would be willing to join us and help us in this endeavor to not only win this nomination, but to win the general election is going to be critical. This is a man who knows Virginians. He's dedicated, as I said, his whole life to protecting and making Virginians, their neighborhoods, their communities safer and better. And we are just honored that he would serve as our general chairman to provide us wise counsel as we move forward towards the convention and on to the general election. His endorsement of our campaign also serves as a benchmark for the rest of the campaign, because what this has done, this is the only former Attorney General in our great Commonwealth to step forward and endorse one of the Republican candidates, and we view that as significant. This is a man who knows. He served as Attorney General for nearly 4 years, and he was a very successful Attorney General in Virginia. His efforts led to a better and a safer Virginia, and I can tell you, sir, that you are the model, and it will be an honor to serve in the same seat that you did and try to do as well as you did and the people that you led. And I had an opportunity to work with him, and General Kilgore came on soon after I was appointed United States Attorney. So we worked together against child predators, against gang members, against violent criminals, against companies like Purdue Pharma who made OxyContin, distributed it against the law, and Attorney General Kilgore was there at the very beginning when that case began and helped us move forward, and his Medicaid Control Fraud Unit played a significant role in bringing that company to justice. And so this is a man who knows. He knows the job, he knows the people, he knows the challenges, and the fact that he would step forward here today and put his seal of approval on our campaign means so much to both to Leanne and to me and our entire campaign staff. But it means something else as well, and he touched on it. Attorney General Kilgore had the opportunity to moderate several of our debates that we've had this year, and we've had many beginning in December of '08 up and through just last week. And for him to have sat there, asked us questions, probed, challenged us on our views on the issues, and then step forward here today and select one, I think puts our campaign in a unique position. This is a man who has truly studied the issues and the candidates and has made his choice for Attorney General, and it means so much to our campaign. And so this is a significant moment for our campaign. We understand the trust that you have placed in us, and we are going to work very, very hard to continue to earn that trust. I do believe that our campaign offers not only the Republican Party, but the voters of Virginia some unique things. First of all, I'm a conservative candidate on issues that are important to the Republican Party and the conservatives in our party, on matters like life and marriage and taxes and immigration and the Second Amendment. And that's important. The Republican Party is a conservative party. And with our candidacy, you will be nominating a solid conservative candidate. But as I have said, it takes more than that to get elected Attorney General, and that is you must be a prosecutor. And the Republican Party of Virginia has set that benchmark time and time again by nominating strong prosecutors like Jim Gilmore, like Jerry Kilgore, like Bob McDonald. And as General Kilgore talked about, I'm the only prosecutor running, having served both as a local prosecutor and as the United States Attorney for over half of this great Commonwealth for nearly 7 years. I think we also offer something different as well, and that is a veteran status. When I left college, I joined the military, I joined the Army, I volunteered for the infantry, airborne, and ranger training, those leadership schools that prepare one for future leadership opportunities, and we believe once again that that has been important as well as campaign. So what we offer is a conservative, a prosecutor, and a veteran. And that is what we offer not only the Republican Party, but we'll be offering in November to the great voters of Virginia. So today is just a special day for our campaign. Leanne and I want to thank you so much. I also want to take this time to thank General Kilgore's wife, Marty, who has been so kind to Leanne with some good advice as well on the campaign trail. So today marks an important day in our campaign. This convention is just 45 days away, and we are going to continue to work hard and run hard to continue to earn the trust of the voters of the Republican Party and then on into November. So General Kilgore, thank you so much for today, and we are deeply honored.
Thank you.
Thank you.